So the only reason he would have went out to Politoed is to go for Perish Song. Oh, the Gengar has it. All Pokemon that heard that song heard it. I feel like they forgot something. I can honestly say you almost got me with that one. However, that Perish Song was sweet music to my Kommo-o's ears. By the way, there's some music in the background. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get into this Wi-Fi battle of Ranked Season 1 doubles for Pokemon Champions. Leading off on the leading spot with Kommo-o and Zarina. By the way, how'd you like those riffs I played you at the very beginning of the intro? Oh, man, they were just perfectly metally sound, weren't they? Alright, enough of those guitar puns. Let's go ahead and get into this battle. He goes into Gengar right here, goes for Protect on turn 1 with the bridge. And I go for Clanging Scales. That's fine. It does some really decent damage to Gengar. I believe, modest, Kommo-o. I'll leave that to Team Link. If you want to check out the team and try it out, you can try it at the end of the battle. I will leave it for you to try out. I'll go ahead and go for a Clinging Scales into Drop Kick. Now, because Gengar resists it, it does not go down. I'm going to go out into Kusunaga here, trying to see exactly what this Gengar is going to want to go for. I know if there was a chance the Gengar would Protect, I could get in Kusunaga here to get in for a close combat. And I kind of predict that, go for a Drop Kick here to try to take out the Gengar. And, of course, the Kommo-o, the Archaludon's Draco Meteor takes me down really, really low. So that is very, very unfortunate there. My opponent goes out into Sinistcha and goes for another Protect with Archaludon. And now he can redirect all of my attacks, which is fine because I just go for a Drop Kick and now I can go for a Dire Claw. But the thing is, if I do that, now is the time where that's going to be a bit of a problem. So what I decided to do instead is go for a Coaching. Coaching has pretty decent priority, and I also thought later on it might be very, very helpful for something possibly in the back. So go for Coaching, gives Zarina that extra attack and defense to make sure that it can easily KO this Sinistcha with the Triple Axle. You will no longer be redirecting my attacks to your Teacup. Speaking of, my Teacup is better, but we will talk about that when we get into ranked singles and Poltergeist. It's actually one of those Pokemon that I honestly have found a lot of use for through the days, and not only for singles, but also for some stuff shenanigans that I did in Sword and Shield. But no one cares about the past right now. We care about the future, like how my Kusunaga just got knocked out with a Shadow Ball. The rain stops, we didn't get too much going on here, and now we're going to go back out into Kommo-o. And I'm thinking, okay, so he's got the rain, so that means he's got Politoed. And my logic here is with Shadow Tag and Perish Song here, I know the Politoed is going to have Perish Song because it's going to be Shadow Tagging with the Mega Gengar. That means that Politoed is going to be defensive in some kind of way and be able to take hits. I'm thinking especially defensive with Scald. And speaking of Politoed, there he is making his appearance, good old Frogger, as I go for a Protect here. Oh, the Gengar has Perish Song. All Pokemon that heard the song heard it. Here's this riff. Take that. Destroy the Gengar here. I think you forgot about something. You didn't forget. You just now came to the realization of where you have done messed up, sir. Oh, man. Great. Let's get into the Game 2. Oh, boy. So Game 2 leads with Redirection and Fake Out. And I got a Ghost that doesn't really care, and I don't care about priority because of Queenly Majesty with Zarina and Basket Legion on my lead spot. I decided to go for a Protect here, trying to see what he might want to do, either Dire Claw or whatever. He goes for the Fake Out, which it's blocked by Queenly Majesty, and I just go for an Icy Wind on both of them. Not only does that hit Sinistcha, but that also goes ahead and triggers off the White Herb off the Caesar and slows it down. But it no longer is slowed thanks to the White Herb, but now it has the Unburden ability, so now it's super fast. So I go into Kusunaga knowing he's going to go for a Dire Claw here. Doesn't get any effect off of it as I go for a super effective Adaptability Max Special Attack Shadow Ball, and that absolutely destroys the Sinistcha, so that works out really, really well. Unless he has a coverage move, he can't really hurt Basket Legion all that much, and Dire Claw is not going to do that much either. I believe I'm max HP, max special attack, if my memory does serve. He goes out to King Gambit. I didn't catch if it had Supreme Overlord or if it just has the Defiant instead. I'm sorry, I missed that on the swap. I go out into Zarina, and he sees that slot, goes for the Dire Claw. I do get the poison. He does get the poison on the way, but this Muddy Water Modest does a lot of damage to the Caesar and knocks his accuracy down. And Zarina, unfortunately, goes down to the poisoning. I was really hoping to use it to take out King Gambit with a low kick. But you know what? I see an opportunity here to go into Kommo-o. The only coverage move he could go for with Sneasler to take out Kommo-o would be Acrobatics. If he has that coverage move, he definitely is faster than Kommo-o. And I'm not too sure if he just wants to try and run the lottery here in the roulette with that accuracy drop. So I'm going to trade out Basket Leech and go to my Kusunaga, giving me fake out support as he goes for a Protect here and goes a Sucker Punch into whatever slot as I go for a Flamethrower. Now, somewhere along the ranking series, I did change Flamethrower. I did have a different coverage move there, but now, of course, I do have the Clanging Scales with the Clangorous Soul and Flamethrower. I think I had Flash Cannon, if memory does serve correctly, but then I needed to hit things like all the steals in the meta. I needed to hit King Gambit, I needed to hit Corviknight, and things like that. I'm going to go for coaching here that allows me to take whatever hits a lot better from King Gambit on both Kusunaga and Kommo-o. That boosts our defenses together. And then, of course, Clanging Scales is just... And Clangorous Soul and Clanging Scales are both safe here, because Charizard can't really do much in return. I've seen Charizard Y too much. Now, if Charizard X was a thing in this early rank, then that would be a big problem for Kommo-o, but it would help out a little bit, just because I do have that coaching boost to up my defenses. It is the Charizard Y, as I did so believe, and that takes hits pretty well from this thing, except Air Slash, which I don't see too often. Goes for a Protect here as King Gambit goes for Sucker. I don't take hardly any damage at all. Again, that coaching defense boost really helping there. Clanging Scales coming through. The Sun is also up for a Flamethrower, so that's really cool. That's my Kommo-o's regular defense drops here. But it's offset by, again, the fact I've already gave myself a +1. So I'm going to go for a Dire Claw into the Charizard here, as the King Gambit now goes for the Protect here. There goes my Dire Claw, bringing it down to 20. Heat Wave coming in doesn't do hardly anything to Kommo-o. It does do a little bit, just because the Sun's up. Clanging Scales, though, going to finish off the Charizard here. That thing goes down, and King Gambit is now looking pretty good with those defense drops. Now, on the final opposition side, he has his Sneasler, which is the fastest thing available. The only thing here is I don't have to deal with any, fake outs. I guess he could technically do it into Kommo-o, but I can handle this pretty well from here. I just have to be careful. The thing is, the Sucker Punch kills no matter what I do from the King Gambit, just because he has all those boosts, and so I guess he does have the Supreme Overlord boost, and then of course I flinch, and now he can easily take me out. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and shout out to my new artist. Her link is down below in the description, or her name rather. I don't know if she goes by Artsy Gremlin or Goblin, let me know. And thank you guys for all of the support on the channel, and let's continue. I'll see you sooner than you think.